Hello everyone, welcome to Haley Moon Tarot. This is your weekly singles love reading. Yes, I'm going to do a singles this week, and I'm going to try to remember to use some charms. Sagittarius, what is it you need to know? New love prospects, options out there, or anyone you're dealing with. What is it you need to know? I see some change here. Some of you are moving on from someone who's not reliable. Yeah, we can go with some baggage too. This is often where the sun starts to shine. I do see positive change coming. Yeah, so I see justice and harmony. It has to do with somebody maybe not right for you, or they're not coming in right. But it's about being fair to yourself. It's all about harmony. Yeah. Well, it's all about balance. Yeah, you could have I see Five of Swords, a little bit of feeling of defeat here, but sometimes if you can't rely on someone, you can't trust them. So there is a little feeling of defeat, but it's often too, like I say, all about being fair. It could be mixed messages, mixed signals. Yeah, I feel like you're trying to be fair here, but it could be someone here you feel isn't. So I'm just going to have to clarify these. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles. Someone's dragging their feet. They're moving slow. But this is often a person who kind of takes their time. They kind of look ahead. They look at the situation. You know, it's about going down this path. Someone's not sure maybe if they trust themselves or trust the situation. But there is that. Five of Swords is mixed messages, defeat, manipulation, whatever it may be. It can be any of these things. But in the end, somebody often feels defeated. Yeah, it has to do with, I think a lot of this has to do with whether someone's reliable. Yeah, whether someone is reliable here and if they're sincere. So there might be some trust issues. Yeah, saying to just trust your inner knowing. I feel like you already basically know the answers you're seeking here. And it could be someone who's keeping secrets too. I mean, it could be someone who something's bothering them and they're just kind of looking at the situation. So, but if it's something that's bothering you and you feel like it's not right, not fair, I definitely can see moving on, but there's change coming. Really watch somebody who comes back around after this too. If you have a person who decides they're going to come back around, if they come in right. Yeah, I feel like you've got some, very well could be yourself just not trusting here, feeling someone's not being sincere. But let's take a look. I'm going to use a different deck this time. Let's have a look at the Ten of Wands. Yeah, I feel there's some choices to be made. Queen of Swords, choosing wisely. Yeah. Someone here is just not reliable. See, this isn't what you're experiencing here. So it's about seeking answers and seeing the truth. Let's have a look at the World. Yeah, some of you, it's time to move on. The ship has sailed. This is often someone who keeps someone waiting. And it could be a person who's at a distance. You might just see the reality of the situation where it's just something may not go anywhere. But what I feel you're looking for here, see, your ship is sailing with one, possibly, where they're just not right, it's not fair, or they're just not the right person. It's definitely a Libra energy here. So it's all about love and harmony. It's all about balance. And the Ten of Pentacles is connected to the ship, so it's about long-term stability. See, it's like the ship has sailed here, I feel like, but your ship is actually going to come in. And I do think it's telling you to choose wisely. See, this is all about making wise choices. Yeah, some people just aren't stable or reliable, or they don't pull their weight. You can't count on a person to be there for you through thick and thin. See, long term. So it very well could be long distance where it's time to move on. Yeah, we got the Knight of Swords. This is someone here. Yeah, if someone's cutting something out, clearing the path. See, I feel like it's someone who's clearing the path, and that's what this is. This is also connects with the Knight of Pentacles. This is someone who also clears the path. They're looking at this. They're looking forward on the path. It's about going down this path. See, they may be feeling, and it could be very well the feminine energy here. It could be either or, but it has to do with going down that path. Someone's looking at every little detail, whether they trust in this path and the process. But the Knight of Swords is someone who often chooses their battles and thinks things through. Somebody may have changed their mind. I think someone's changed their mind here. And I think it's connected to the Queen of Swords. I do. I feel like it's just someone who, because it is a 10. It's about cutting something out, clearing a path, and going down a different path. Someone's changed their mind. It could be, like I say, you may feel like it's yourself changing your mind, that someone here is just not right. It's time to move on. Long distance relationships, if that's what it is, can be very difficult. This person can't be there for you. You can't rely on them. So that's why it's important to choose here. Choose wisely. Choosing your path here. Yeah, so you can see there we have the Star and the Six of Cups. This is someone who longs for love. They still feel like there's hope, but it's often where you look at a situation that may not serve. Someone may not have your best interests at heart. It's either yourself or this other person. It's not always a masculine in the Knight of Pentacles either. Because it is about looking at the situation to see if there's trust here, right? Proper communication. Someone's definitely with the Six of Cups longing for love. It's someone who's often missing somebody, but like I say, often a situation doesn't serve and someone doesn't have the other person's best interest at heart. Yeah. Yeah, we've got the Lady. Yeah, so we have the Lady here, which is somebody who knows their worth and value, someone who acts like a lady. There's the Pentacles. See, I feel like there's a choice to make. There's somebody here who, it could be where you're just feel something isn't meant to be. Because now we have a person looking into the future. See, it's saying to trust your intuition. I feel like you already know the answers you're seeking. Someone may have changed their mind. They rushed in quickly. They seized the day. They seized the opportunity, and then they've changed their mind. They may be feeling you're not right for them. But you have to be the one, because it has to do with someone who generally takes decisive action. And then that slowing down energy. But, I mean, I don't know if there's two people or if it's just this one. Sometimes it's just a choice, period, whether to even go down this path. But you see the Lady is expecting the Pentacle, some kind of commitment. Someone may be deceptive too, keeping secrets. I'm going to just leave that. I'm going to go back to the other deck here. Tell me about the Sith. See, the Sith is about cutting things out, clearing things up, clearing things out before someone goes down this path. That's why I feel it's somebody who may be doing that. Yeah, I got the Chariot. This is someone putting on the brakes. Yeah, someone here is definitely putting on the brakes here. They're slowing down a little bit. But the interesting thing is I feel like you already know what the answer is. And you could be the one who's trying to, you may be the one who puts on the brakes. That's why I kind of feel like this is the Queen of Swords energy with choices. Okay? Somebody choosing. Because it has to do with long term, feeling the ship has sailed. But I feel like your ship is actually just coming in. That's what I actually feel. So anybody who wants to be with you comes in, takes control, they take the lead. Somebody here doesn't necessarily have your best interest, or they're just not interested. And there's somebody else here who feels confident. They have self-control and confidence. They're determined to succeed. So interesting. Yeah, we have the Empress. So this is about the start of something new. Someone here is being a lady. Okay, this is about manifesting that energy. But you're going to get a pentacle from someone here. It's about somebody who's sincere. I don't think it's a lack of sincerity so much. It's somebody here who doesn't trust their own decision making. Because it's someone changing their mind. See, they're cutting things out, clearing out this path, and then I feel they're putting on the brakes. It's someone who doesn't feel you're right. It's like they don't trust themselves, because this is someone who has a tendency to rush in without thinking and then back out and change their mind. That's why I feel like it's going to be a person. The person who comes in will be sincere, or someone seeing that you are. And I wouldn't be surprised if you're someone who kind of took the lead, maybe reached out to someone, and you're going to just let it be and see what happens here. And I just dropped all the cards. Well, not all, just 3. It felt like lots. Okay. Tell me more about the choices. Yeah, it's about being confident in making the choices. I do think the ship has sailed. It's time to move on. Because it has to, and it could be someone who comes back around and puts on the brakes again. And if that's something where someone keeps coming back around doing it, they'll never change. So you have to be the one to create the change. It's about being strong and confident with your choices. This is teaching someone how you want to be treated too. Okay. Being afraid to speak up, say what you need to say. But it's really about your own confidence, being confident to make this decision. I feel like you're going to. Yeah, and I feel like you're going to be open to someone else here, but I do see one person being sincere, or this person sees you that way. Yeah, so you got a whole new cycle. See, it's getting off. This could be something on and off, whereas somebody here rushes in, backs out, they put on the brakes. This is where you have to take back your power. You cut them out, you speak your truth. You find that confidence to take back your power. Yeah. I'm out of here. That's why I feel the ship has sailed with this energy, but your ship's actually just coming in. Yeah, there's change. See, this is these on and off situations. Things are actually, and this is where things start to change in your favor. Someone sees you in a favorable light, but things start going in your favor when you take back your power. So Sag, interesting energy here. Not seeing a lot of Sag energy, but it's just energy between two people. I do see a Leo. I do see Cancer. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Pisces. Yeah, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I feel it's just an energy of change. It's time to change. Time to go down a different path here. Yeah. And this could be yourself, Sag. You could be moving towards the Empress if you are the masculine energy. But this is someone making choices. They're choosing wisely. They're finding their inner strength to take back their power, to move away from a situation. Let's have a look at the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, this is all about timing. Yeah, there's a spark. There's desire. Yeah, see, it's a star. It's where something just isn't meant to be. Somebody here, often people do that because they feel the other person's out of their league, right? They're unattainable. Somebody with high standards. It's a person who knows their worth and value, but it's always important to do that, especially for the feminine. But look at, there's this passionate beginning. There's the fire is lit. So, and it's interesting because we have the 6 of Wands, which tells me someone's holding a torch. Sometimes, and it could be this person where they come in and put on the brakes. So if you're holding a torch for this person, it's going to take a lot of strength to overcome that energy if you know this person just isn't right. The Empress has high standards. And they have high standards for themselves. This is somebody, it's about expecting. It's what you're expecting. But I feel like you're not expecting somebody to come in and take the lead and offer you that pentacle. You have to expect the best for yourself. Yeah, you have to, it's about teaching people how you want to be treated, But yeah, I really feel like there is a spark, a passion, new beginning. There's an attraction here. Yeah, you're heading down another path. See, it's an energy of 3. Someone's going to be left behind here. And it's about being able to trust. I feel there's trust issues, but it's about being able to trust yourself to make the right choice. And I feel like you have the strength. The Empress knows. The Empress is also not a pushover. The Empress is somebody who has a lot of inner strength. This is a person who often feels confident with their choices. But I definitely see the ship sailing. It's too late for someone. Now this is somebody moving on because of a person who keeps coming in and putting on the brakes. Yeah, going down a new path. It has to do with compatibility, compromise. Yeah, you can see somebody here. There is this longing for love, but you know, when it's not meant to be, it's not, because you never know where this is going to go. You never know when somebody comes in and puts on the brakes constantly. See, when you're just about ready to move on, you found confident, you've made this choice, and then this person comes back in. But it's on and off. You never know where this is going to go. This is the problem. So, yeah. So I feel it's all about going down a path with someone more compatible. I think it's somebody who maybe feels that you're not compatible, or you're under their league, or your standards are too high. You want to have high standards. I mean, you could lower the bar a little bit, but you're definitely not going to give up the things that are most important to you in a connection. Yeah, it's all about someone being sincere. And it is about a person who comes in sincere. They know what they want, but like I say, they're just kind of moving forward, looking to see if the coast is clear. I think it's the lady that's doing it. The feminine is the one that's doing this to make this decision. Yeah. See, it's somebody here knowing when to walk away, when someone won't cooperate or compromise, or you just have, often it's someone who just doesn't want to do anything. They don't want to spend any time together. And if it is long distance, then you can't have a lot of time together. To me, it looks like it's not realistic, because the star is about the reality of a situation. It's about being real. And this is why someone's walking away. See, open to something new. The lady. Someone here maybe isn't fair. They're not treating someone right. Yeah. Tell me about the lady. Let's just focus on the lady. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, there it is. Being a lady. Very nice. This is someone who now knows what they want. See, talk to the hand. I'm walking away. Yeah. Next. Very confident. See, someone who's confident and bold. So if you are the masculine and this person's come running towards you and they took the lead, and then you put on the brakes because you feel like you can't trust someone, they're manipulating or up to something. So there could be mixed messages and signals, but this is someone walking away, looking for something new. Yeah. This is look at 8 of Cups, 10 of Cups. This is someone who knows what makes them happy. They feel confident. Yeah, this is a person who wants love. They want to form that bond. They want love. They want that connection. They want someone who's just right. It's not that this person, maybe if you're the masculine, doesn't see you as right. They need someone who's confident. Someone who takes control, comes in. See, the Queen of Wands often like, over to you. I've started this now. It's up to you to take the lead. It's up to you to take control. See, the Empress doesn't try to control. The Empress doesn't chase. This is just someone letting someone know I'm open and available. Your move. Ball's in your court. This person knows what makes them happy. They want to be emotionally fulfilled. They see when the Queen of Swords comes out, it's someone who sees the bigger picture. It's about somebody being reliable, because if you can't rely on someone to follow through and they constantly put on the brakes, then it's time to walk away. Yeah, it's just someone who's keeping the other person hanging. Yeah, it's often someone who just wants to be single. Yeah, there could be a little manipulation, but I gotta tell you, there's still desire. There is desire. This is someone who's probably holding on to that torch, you know. They don't want to let go, but it's a person who constantly comes up with excuses or keeps someone hanging. The Empress is only going to put up with that for so long. Whoever it is needs to come in and take control. I wouldn't be surprised this is someone who has some choices here too, because it really does feel. But it's somebody who's choosing the one. There's desire, the spark, the attraction. They're trying to manifest. The Empress is manifesting what they desire, which is love. Someone who's not afraid of putting all the cards on the table, but they know what makes them happy. This is someone who feels confident they can make the other person happy too. Yeah, the other person not so much, you see, not so sure, because it's someone who has high standards. That's what I feel. Yeah. Well, the Empress is somebody here with experience. This is someone who expects somebody to follow through. They have expectations. And if somebody doesn't, well, then they're obviously not interested enough, or they just want to be single. Or they're not single. Often somebody who's in a marriage or relationship too, you know, steps out. Really watch that. Watch out for somebody in that energy. I'm not saying everyone is, but yeah, so you have to be able to trust somebody. Yeah, there's definitely a lack of trust here. Yeah. So who's the other person? Who's the other person? Because it does look like there's choices where someone, it's the other person keeping someone hanging. They often manipulate. They make up excuses. But the Empress is manifesting what they desire, which is love. This is someone who wants harmony and peace. They want chemistry. They want love. There we go. King of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sag energy. See, two people who are often each other's type. Yeah, it's a person who's also confident and bold. See, they're confident. They come in and take the lead. The Empress is like, over to you. I took the lead. I got this going. And now it's up to you. But the ship speaks of long distance, definitely. Could be what someone does for work. I see e-commerce, shipping, receiving, you know, all these kinds of energies. But this is about giving and receiving as well. But it's about long-term stability. You can't count on someone. They can't be there for you if it's long term. This is someone who wants someone who's there. Yeah. But it's a person who often keeps somebody hanging. They don't really know what they want. Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily say they're manipulative, but it's often someone who plays little games because they lack confidence. See, the King of Wands is confident and bold. That's what the Empress wants. Someone who knows, just like the Queen of Wands. See, it's whether you're each other's type. Somebody here definitely isn't the lady's type. This is someone trying to be the lady. They're the lady. They want a commitment. They want someone who follows through and lays the foundation. A person who's confident what they want. Yeah, and we have the Queen of Pentacles. See, they're all the energies of the Empress, manifesting all these energies. But I still wouldn't be surprised if there is somebody here who, for some of you, there is a married person here. And this is why they put on the brakes, or they don't ever want to commit. More than likely someone who's married, someone who's already in a committed relationship. Yeah. See, if you accept somebody like that, things won't turn out as expected. Yeah. They will, you know, you never know what to expect if you connect with someone like that and they keep you waiting. Yeah. I feel like the King of Wands is the other person coming in. Yeah. Yeah. This is the person who's seen not reliable. They don't pull their weight. It's just not reliable. It's someone who just can't be there. You can't rely on this person. People who make up excuses or just don't follow through, don't communicate at all. Sometimes that Page of Wands is someone who doesn't know what they want and they're not saying much of anything at all. King of Wands. Yeah, someone looking at things from a different perspective. Someone who puts the shoe on the other foot, how the other person feels. This is somebody in that grounded energy, just grounding themselves. See, this is the Empress knowing they don't see a future with someone because they're not reliable. They won't be reliable now. They won't be reliable in the future when it starts. Yeah. This is all about putting the shoe on the other foot, taking a pause, looking at things from a different perspective. The King of Wands is seeing somebody in this energy. It's a person who works. This is somebody who provides. They pull their weight. They're responsible, reliable. They're dependable. Yeah. Tell me about the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, somebody very patient here. This is definitely with the Empress. This is someone mastering patience. But this isn't somebody who... This is somebody who's still open. They're still open to other offers and opportunities. Now, when I see this energy too, it's someone who looks at someone, they look away. So this is someone trying to figure someone out at the same time. Yeah, someone can't figure someone out here. Well, it's the mystery of the Empress. The only way to know is to spend time with someone and do things together. Because I do think this is someone who's your type, but they're just a little different. See, temperance is the mixing of elements, which is the chemistry, the the signs, astrology, if you want to look at it that way. But it's how somebody's technically behaving. Very gracious, patient, calm. They focus on other things while they wait. This is someone who doesn't waste time. They're always doing something. They prepare. This is someone preparing. This is a person who always plans and prepares ahead. But I feel for the Empress, I feel like you can't be prepared for this. I don't. I feel like it's what's coming in is it's who you think is coming in isn't going to be who you, for the feminine side, for the Sagittarius feminine energies here, what comes in isn't who comes in, isn't who you think is going to be there. This is the interesting way this is going to turn out. But yeah, I mean, temperance is all about being patient. It's all about chemistry. Two people coming together. There's interest. There's a spark. There's desire. But it's someone who's also very practical and sensible. But it's the mixing of these two elements. Two people who are just right. Just a little different, but still very much the same. Yeah. You don't want to be exactly the same as someone. You want to have some differences. It creates harmony and balance. Oh, there's lots going on here. Temperance. Yeah, we have someone here who feels the Empress thanks but no thanks. Someone's just not their type. Why? Because they keep them hanging. The Empress is patient, but this is someone who doesn't waste time. They don't want to waste their time. It's someone who doesn't want to waste someone else's time, so they say it straight up right off the get-go. I'm just not interested. Thanks. You're really nice, but you're just not my type, or I'm just not interested, or there's no chemistry, whatever it may be. I'm not feeling it. But it's the other person, the one who's this new person. I don't even feel like it's new. I feel like there's this choice here. Now, the King of Wands is also in that energy. This is someone who sees a lady, the way someone conducts themselves. They have expectations. This is someone who expects commitment. They expect someone to follow through. And if they don't, and then this person comes back in, it could be thanks but no thanks. So there's a little fear of rejection. Now, the Empress is often understandable. The star also is about understanding, misunderstandings, but it's also someone who can be kind and compassionate and forgiving. See, somebody here could be very forgiving. They can be understanding with the right reasons. But if someone who keeps doing this, it's see you later, talk to the hand. Yeah. Tell me more about the Hanged Man. Wow. This is one of those situations that's going to play out in an interesting way. I think this Empress is somebody very unique. As far as from the masculine perspective, they're very unique, maybe even a little eccentric, but they're very balanced. Someone who keeps their life very balanced. They're always prepared. But I don't think this feminine is going to be prepared for this. Yeah, see, it's all about harmony. Someone who's just right. Yeah, it's not coming, not too fast, not too slow, not coming on too strong, and certainly following through. So this is an energy of this person making a move. I see gaining momentum, and I do see communication coming in. The Empress is always open to talk, but it's all what someone has to say. One thing about the Empress will not be controlled. So that's why King and Queen of Wands, often there's a power struggle, but this is an Empress. This is someone who lets go of control. They're handing over the reins. Well, you take control, over to you. And with the Three of Pentacles too, this is also an energy of two people. One person's really good at one thing, the other person's good at others, and you let go of control. You let when you're in a relationship with like that, one person has to learn to both people have to learn to let go of control and let the other person do what they're good at. You do this and I'll do that, and you pull your weight. You build each other up. You work as a team. Yeah. This is what this Empress wants. They want a partner. This is someone who wants a partner. They're not looking for a provider. They can provide. They can provide something. They bring something to the table. They have a lot of skills. This is someone with skills. Whatever those skills are, they make the best of it. Yeah. I think we got the King and Queen of Wands going to come together here. But you're dealing with an Empress. This is somebody who's all the queens. And I feel like the masculine is right behind them. It's just a matter of manifesting the other energies, which I would have to say, definitely there's confidence. I mean, mastering the King of Wands itself is confidence, self-control. Not coming on too strong or moving too fast. Everything just right. One more. Yeah, look at that, Sag. Masculine. I wouldn't even be surprised if it's not too Sagittarius here. But because I do see Leo for some here. There's definitely the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy here. There's a lot of air, which is often a lot of thinking and even some indecision. But I feel this is someone who feels confident with the decision they're making. They're moving on from someone and taking back their power because they aren't reliable. Yeah, the Queen of Swords is someone with experience. They know when somebody is reliable. They also know when someone's their type or not. So the Six of Wands is an energy of someone planning, preparing, hoping for the best, coming into it with a positive attitude, wanting something long term. It's about going the distance and following through. Because if this person, put it this way, if this King of Wands doesn't follow through, the Empress maybe understand once, maybe twice, if it's understandable, and then it's thank you, but no thank you. Because this person's very patient, especially this particular person. They can be very patient and very understanding and fair. But when it starts to become unfair and unbalanced, thanks, but no thanks. Yeah, I don't think there's fear of outright rejection. Not right off the get-go. It's just someone who's trusting their intuition, their inner knowing. The Empress knows when someone's right for them or not. They know when they're making a choice. Yeah, you can see there's good news. So we have good news. So there's people here getting out, socializing. This is definitely someone who's not afraid of putting themselves out there. Yeah, this is someone who could have some options. They could get a lot of attention. Yeah, there could be some unwanted attention. Somebody who gives unwanted attention. I wouldn't be surprised the King of Wands gets some of that too. King of Wands is a charming energy. Often funny, charming, somebody who's bold. So people are often drawn to that energy. So they could also have some options or something here too. But this is about going out, getting together. Yeah. Yeah. One thing about the lady, this is somebody here who's definitely not chasing after someone, especially if they haven't followed through. You follow through. Yeah, it's all about being the leader. Yeah, someone here definitely doesn't follow through. Because they're insecure, they're not stable, they don't know what they want, whatever. I'm not going to go over it all again. I'm going to pull out a couple charms, though. Tell me about the Three of Cups. Yeah, so there's somebody here who's moving very, very slow and steady. This person's fine. They have the energy. They're okay with going slow and even friends first. But it's whether someone's sincere, if it's worth waiting for, if it's going to go the distance. There has to be some sort of commitment. Yeah, and there we have the heart, somebody with a really big heart. See, it's all about love. It's all about love. I think we have two people here who could definitely fall in love here. The masculine needs to get in touch with their emotional side. They need to connect on that emotional level somewhat. Yeah. This is somebody who, when this is here, this isn't someone who isn't ruled by their emotion. The Empress isn't ruled by emotion. They keep it all in balance. So they expect, the kind of the same thing from the other person. Yeah, so I do see communication. I see the letter F, the masculine, and yeah, this is someone who's their own anchor. So this person is their own anchor. They're emotionally stable. But they're also looking about reliability as well. They're not afraid of going for it. They're not afraid of taking the lead. They just also want to know if it's going to go the distance. This isn't somebody who is interested in someone who's chasing other people by the looks of it either. They know their own worth and value. Yeah, that's what it's all about: respect, self-respect, and self-worth. So now we have music here. We have a note, this which could be communication or music. This person could be a musician. You may have things that you like together, the same music. Yeah. Oops, I have the little elephant. I just wanted to grab more. There was an elephant. So there is this energy of longing and reminiscing, but it was pointing that way. So it's someone leaving the past in the past. Yeah, we have good luck. We have an omen. See, this is the part of the Wheel of Fortune too. Dragonfly is a good omen. So there's luck and timing. You're likely going to just connect with you. I feel like you already know this person. If you don't, it's time to make a move. Yeah, and then we have the letter P. Pull out a couple more. It says to keep going. V, which is often victory or initial, and then there's the star. So there's hope. This is somebody who can be quite popular, maybe well known, but this is not somebody who needs a lot of attention. In fact, they don't want some kind of attention. The Queen of Pentacles isn't interested in someone who is looking just for attention, and they don't need a lot of attention. This is a very independent energy, especially with the Queen of Wands being there. Yeah. Yeah. So like I say, there's hope. This is someone who has faith in themselves as well. Yeah, it's also somebody here who sees, or they wear glasses. See, it's all about seeing. It's all about the reality in the situation. I like the note, the music, because I do think there's things in common. Maybe you both want to just take it slow and kind of see where this goes. But the Wheel of Fortune speaks of good luck and timing. But this is a situation. There's this putting on the brakes, someone who doesn't follow through. I see forgiveness, maybe once, twice. I don't know. It all depends on the situation with the Empress. But yeah, it's all about someone who follows through and goes the distance. That's what this whole reading is about. It doesn't matter who's being chose as much as that person's energy. But I do see music, things you have in common, or somebody giving somebody a note, a message, communication. Wow. Take care, and we'll see you soon.